ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति शोपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथामृतं तं सुविवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासनादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदूषितम्। भरतिवाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयतिगिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणे श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। Can all repeat after me? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेव
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम
ओम
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
ओम
भगवते
नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
So this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Om is impersonal government of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 14.27, Krishna is saying, ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतसावयस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखशैकान्तिकस्य च. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. So this Om is impersonal government of the Lord, and Om is the government of God. Namo means bow down. Bhagavate. Bhagavate means six opulence that we have discussed yesterday. And Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya means one meaning is that who lives in our heart, and other meaning is he is son of Vasudev. So this is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So welcome everyone to this session 4 of 18 days Srimad Bhagavad Gita courses. And so today we'll discuss about the fourth chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Before that, we'll try to recap about the third chapter, which we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday we discussed about tree. There were 4 lessons. Tyaga, renunciation of work, which is better. Arjuna is asking. And second one, rungs on yoga ladder. That means from Karma Kand to Karma Yoga to Gyan Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. And then exemplary Karma Yogis and enemy of the soul, which is lust. So basically, we discussed yesterday about Niskama Karma Yoga. So Niskam Karma Yoga is like if somebody asks, Ki, who are you? Then I'm God's servant. What do you do? I'm doing God's work. How you do? With full sincerity, commitment, dedication, and seriousness. And what do you do with the result? I offer it to God. And what do you gain? Just purification of heart and pleasure of the Lord. This is what Niskam Karma Yoga. That means like everything is for love. Srila Prabhupada is saying love is the last word of transcendence. So then we discuss about enemy of the soul, which is lust, and how one should be very careful to overcome the lust, the eternal enemy. So today we'll discuss about fourth chapter. So fourth chapter is transcendental knowledge. So what is the connection between third chapter and fourth chapter? In the previous chapter, Krishna described how lust causes material bondage and how one has to curb the lust by deliberate spiritual intelligence. By spiritual intelligence, we can curb the lust. So for that, in this chapter, Krishna presents transcendental knowledge by which one can be protected from the bondage of lust. Krishna describes how he personally gave this spiritual knowledge to great kings who are meant to impart it to the citizens by education, culture, and devotion, and thus help them utilize the opportunity of the human form of life. So in the previous chapter, Krishna described about Niskama Karma, dutiful detached work, which is said to be meant to attain jnana. So goal of Niskam Karma is jnana. So in this chapter, Krishna presents that jnana, transcendental knowledge, and the glories of such jnana. He begins by describing the lineage in which that knowledge descends. So we'll try to read the first verse together. So you can repeat after me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Imam Vivasvate Yogam
Imam Vivasvate Yogam
Praktavan Aham Abhyayam
Praktavavan Aham Yuva
Vivasvan Manave Praha
Vivasvan Manave Praha
Manur Ikshva Kabe Brabit.
Manur Ikshava Kave Bravit.
Yes, Ranjit, please read the translation.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, And Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Isvaku.
Ikshvaku.
Ikshvaku.
Hmm.
Ikshvaku.
Yeah. Second translation also. This supreme science.
This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost.
Thank you. So Krishna is saying that I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. So, like this knowledge comes through disciplic succession. So, when the original purpose of Gita was scattered by the motives of scrupulous commentators and their unauthorized interpretations, there arose the need to re-establish the bona fide disciplic succession. Therefore, Lord Krishna spoke that science to Arjuna again 5,000 years back. Though Krishna, at the time of creation, he uh, gave this transcendental knowledge to Vivaswan, like it is about this year. Huh? The age of current Manu is calculated, and of which this have been no, this one. Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivaswan. A rough estimate is that the Gita was spoken at least this years ago. What will be this? I think 12 million. Is it 12 million 4 lakh years? Hare Krishna. Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So a rough estimate is that Gita was spoken at least 12 million 4 lakh years ago. So then why Krishna gave this knowledge to again Arjuna? So in the second verse, Krishna is saying that yoga nashta parantapa. It is like it appears to be lost. How it appears to be lost? Because by the motives of the unscrupulous commentators and their unauthorized interpretations, there arose the need to re-establish the bona fide disciplic succession. Therefore, Lord Krishna spoke that science to Arjuna again 5,000 years ago. Yoga nashta parantapaha. It seems to be broken. That disciplic succession seems to be broken. So again, Krishna gave this knowledge to Arjuna. So, like, let's see. So, the lesson 1 is yes, eternal education. So this indefeatable Vedic truths, like Vedas state plants have life, that was proved by scientist Jagdish Chandra Bose. Like description of human embryology in scriptures matches the modern day medical research. It is uh, written in Srimad Bhagavatam. From the first day of uh, meeting between the man and woman, uh, what happens afterwards? It was totally written, and that is now that matches with the modern day medical research also. Vedas state cow dung is pure. Only in 1940, the scientists found its antiseptic qualities. Hmm. So, likewise, modern man is turning to yoga, meditation, Vastu Shastra, astronomy, astrology, metallurgy, etc. from Vedas. So once one people, once a person, he said me, oh, thank you, Apurva, 120 million, 4,000 years ago. Okay. So one person once told me that this is all mythology. This all this about Lord and about this universe. These are all mythology. So I asked him, if this is mythology, then this Ayurvedic institutes, these are also mythology. Because this also comes from Ayurveda. Ayurveda is also a part of Veda. Your mathematics is also mythology, because mathematics also comes from Veda. Your physics is also mythology, because it also comes from Veda. Your astrology, that is also mythology, because that also comes from Veda. Your music, your Vastu Shastra. So these all are mythologies. So you are like you are accepting Ayurveda. Whenever problem occurs, you are running to an Ayurveda doctor. You are whenever you are constructing a building, you are taking the help of Vastu Shastra. Whenever there is a problem in your life, you are taking help of astrologers. So everything you are accepting. But whenever there comes about God and his energies, you'll say, oh, this is mythology, this is mythology. Once Shankaracharya says, this is half hand logic, Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. What is that? He says that once there was a person who had a hen. So hen was laying golden eggs every day. So he thought that yes, the backside is benefited for me, because from backside it is laying eggs, but front side is not benefited for me. If I'll cut cut his throat, that the throat of that hen, then it will not take any food. But my eggs, I'll get my eggs. So this is what half hen logic. Some foolish persons, they accept our scriptures for their profit. If they are profited somewhere, then they will accept it. Otherwise, they'll say, no, 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 this is mythology. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So there are like this sampradaya, 4 sampradayas. This is like 4 universities for transcendental knowledge. One is Sri Sampradaya, which was started by Lakshmi ji, and the main, you can say, founder Acharya, Sri Sampradaya is founding by Lakshmi ji, but main you can say the chancellor of that university is Ramanujacharya, and Brahma Sampradaya, the main Acharya is Madhvacharya, or ISKCON is coming on this Madhvacharya, Brahma Sampradaya. And the Rudra Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami is the main Acharya, and Kumar Sampradaya, Nimbark Swami is the main Acharya. The 4 Sampradayas in which the Vedic wisdom has been carefully handed over through a chain of Acharyas or spiritual teachers till date. Like if you want to take a degree, then you have to be enrolled in an university, not that from any coaching center you will get a degree. So, and that university should be also certified by UGC. And you should also take the guidance of a professor, the authorized professors of that university. And you should also read the textbooks which is prescribed by that university. Then only you can get a degree. So likewise, our universities for this transcendental knowledge are Sri Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya, and the Acharyas are professors. And the textbooks are like Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Vedas. So these are the textbooks. So here we see this. So our teachings are authoritative, pure, and safe to accept because they are based on works of His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, coming in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And also, I am also in that Sampradaya, like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is disciple of His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and I am also a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So this is the parampara. Like if you want to get electricity from a socket, so that socket should be connected to your main what do you call it, main that circuit, and then it should be connected to the powerhouse. Then only you can get the electricity from that socket. So likewise, if you are connected with his sampradaya, that means you are connected with Krishna. This is like our socket is connected to our main power station, then power station to transformers, and then production house. So production house is Krishna. So you this socket is like socket, and then other system, these are like paramparas, bona fide sampradaya. So by this parampara, we can be connected to Krishna. Yes or no?
Yes,
Is
Prabhuji.
it? Okay. So in sorry. Yes. So Krishna is saying, because you are my devotee and friend, I am speaking to you that ancient and confidential science of a relationship with the Supreme. So the qualification of a recipient of spiritual science is that to be a devotee of Krishna. Hmm? Here Krishna is saying, na, so evayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratana bhakto si me sakha cheti. Because you are my friend and devotee, rahasyam hi etad uttamam. That's why I am giving you this confidential rahasyam, hmm, confidential science of relationship with the Supreme. So this is the qualification of a recipient of a spiritual science is to be a devotee of Krishna. But for demons, they cannot understand it. Why? Because they are not they are not devotee of Krishna. Hmm. So now Arjuna was bewildered. Hmm. Arjuna says, "Oh, this sun god Vivaswan is born before you. How can I understand that you spoke this science to him? You are my friend, and like we have same age, and Vivaswan is so old. So how can I understand that you had given this knowledge to Vivaswan?" Hmm. So atheistic people consider Krishna an ordinary man and may not believe that he instructed the sun god. So Arjuna wanted Krishna to authoritatively establish the truth about himself. Now Krishna answers. So actually, being a devotee of Krishna, Arjuna knew perfectly well that Krishna, although appeared as son of Devaki on this earth, is the omniscient Supreme Lord. But atheistic people consider Krishna an ordinary man and may not believe that he instructed the sun god. So Arjuna wanted Krishna to authoritatively establish the truth about himself. So Krishna will answer. So here we see there are a number of editions of this great book Srila Prabhupada is writing in his purport. Some of them have commentaries of the by the devotees, and some of them have commentaries by the demons. Commentation by the devotees is real, whereas that of demons is useless. Arjuna accepts Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and any commentary on the Gita following in the footsteps of Arjuna is a real devotional service to the cause of this great science. The demonic, however, do not accept Lord Krishna as he is. Instead, they concoct something about Krishna and mislead general readers from the path of Krishna's instructions. Here is a warning about such misleading paths. Like there are so many Bhagavad Gita written by some authors. Like Krishna is saying, Manmana Bhava Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskurum. He's saying that become my devotee, pay obeisances to me. But those people, they write that no, it is not necessary to surrender to Krishna because Krishna is not God, but that godliness was in him which which made him to say like this. So this is what demoniac mentality. But Prabhupada never taught us like this. Prabhupada said, pay obeisance to Krishna. Madhajaji mam namaskuru. Madhajaji. So Prabhupada teaches us how to worship Krishna. And Prabhupada teaches us how to be a devotee of Krishna. Because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But these demonic people, they do not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is why Krishna is saying this to Arjuna. So this kind of Gita, if you will read, then you will get where? You will get nowhere. So then Krishna is saying, my birth and death are not like yours. You can repeat after me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan
Bahuni me Veditani
Bahuni me Vyatitani
Janmani Tabacharjuna
Janmani Tavacharjuna
Tanyaham Veda Sarvani
Tanya Veda Sarvani
Natham Vetha Parantapa.
Natvam Vetha Parantapa.
Many births both you and I have gone through. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O Parantapa, O subduer of enemy. So the conditioned soul who migrates from one material body to another forgets everything due to change of body. He is different from his body. But Krishna's eternal devotees like Arjuna also appear with him, but he covers their knowledge by the influence of Yogamaya to fulfill the purpose of his pastimes. So Supreme Lord Krishna appears in various incarnations like avatars, but doesn't change his Sachidanand body, which is not different from himself. Everything in relation to him is a spirit. Being omniscient, he remembers all his past appearances. Like once, there were some children. So some were saying that today I'll eat tiger. Someone is saying, today I'll eat lion. And another one was saying, today I'll eat elephant. So the person who was hearing, he was bewildered. Right? What kind of children are they? They are talking about eating animals. Someone is talking about eating tiger, eating elephant, eating lion. So he then went to them, and then he found that they were talking about biscuit, biscuit brand, tiger brand, elephant brand, and lion brand. So likewise, so biscuit were made of flour, but they have different flavors. So likewise, these all the avatars, they are Sachidanand, having different flavor, different roles. So likewise, so Krishna, being Sachidanand, he remembers all his past appearances. But because Arjuna he was, like, by the mercy of Krishna, actually Arjuna was in Yog Maya, so he cannot remember his pastimes, because he may appear with Krishna also, but he could not remember. So what is uniqueness of Krishna's appearance? So you can read after me. Ajopi san abhyayatma
Ajopi san ayatma
bhutanam ishwaropi san
bhutanam isvaropi san
prakritim swam adhisthaya
prakritim swam adhisthaya
sambhavami atmamayaya.
sambhavami atma mamaya.
So Krishna is saying, Ajopi san abhyayatma. Although I am unborn and my body is imperishable, Bhutanam Ishwarapi san. And although I am the Lord of all living entities, Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya is my original transcendental form. Sambhavami Atmamaya. I still appear in every yuga by my own energy, by my own mercy. So, what is time of Krishna's appearance? Like, this is a real marble and fake marble. Real currency, fake currency. Real mango and imitation mango. So this is spiritual beauty and this is material beauty. So what is time of Krishna's appearance? Then Krishna is saying, you all have heard this verse. You can repeat after me. Yada yada hi dharmasya
Yada yada hi dharmasya
glanirбhavati bharata
glanirbhavati bharata
abhyuthanam adharmasya
abhyuthanam adharmasya
tadatmanam srijamyaham.
tadatmanam srijamaham.
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata. Whenever and wherever there is decline in dharma or religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. A predominant rise of adharma or religion, at that time I descend myself to reverse the situation. So Krishna's able devotees can rectify the destruction of dharma and rise of adharma. Why is it necessary for Krishna to personally appear? Because Krishna performs feats which are very difficult for others to do. So, if Krishna's able devotees can rectify the destruction of dharma, like Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas, then why Krishna appear? So, Krishna is saying, because Krishna performs feats which are very difficult for others to do, purpose of Krishna's appearance, you can repeat after me, Paritranaya sadhunam
Paritranaya sadhunam
asaya chaduskritam
vinasaya cha duskritam
dharma sansthapanarthaya
dharma samsthapanar
sambhavami yuge yuge.
sambhavani yuge yuge.
Paritranaya sadhunam, to deliver the pious. Vinasaya chaduskritam, to annihilate the miscreants. Dharma sansthapanarthaya, to re-establish the principles of religion. Sambhavami yuge yuge. I myself appear in every age. So there was a beautiful story uh, which happens in among Birbal and Akbar. Do you want to listen?
Yes.
So once Akbar asked Birbal that why your Lord comes to do these small things. He can also do by his subordinates. Why he personally comes to this material world? So Birbal said, I'll answer you when the time comes. So after some days, so Akbar was going for a boat drive. So when he went, he saw that his son was on the lap of Birbal in the boat. So Akbar thought that yes, he's my family man, not an issue. So then that when the boat was in the middle of the water, suddenly Birbal threw that son of Akbar to the water. And Akbar at once jumped to the water. But he found that it was not his son, but a doll, idol that was created as if his son. So then Akbar came and he was very angry at Birbal. He said, "What kind of joke is that? Joke is this?" So Birbal said, "I just want to ask you a question. If there are so many security guards are there, they are ready to rescue your sons. So why you jumped into the river?" So Akbar said, "Of course, he's my son. Why should I wait for the security guards?" So Birbal said, "This was the answer to your question that why our Lord personally comes to this material world to protect the sadhus. Hmm? Our Lord personally comes because he he uh, he he takes that all the jivas or the devotees as if they are his sons." So Akbar got his answer. So because Krishna performs fits, this was so upon leaving the body, doesn't take his birth again. So like result of properly knowing Krishna's appearance, what result we get? Knowing Krishna's appearance and activities, what will happen? You can repeat after me. Janma karma cha me divyam
Janma
Janma
karma
karma cha me divyam
evam yo vetti tattvataha
evam yo beti tattva
yaktva deham punarjanma
yaktva deham punarjanma
naiti mameti so arjuna.
naiti mameti so Arjuna.
One who understands in truth the uncommon spiritual nature of my appearance and activities upon leaving the body doesn't take his birth again in this world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. That means Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Krishna's birth and activities are all transcendental. These are not material. And whoever knows it, that Krishna's birth and activities are transcendental, upon leaving the body, doesn't take his birth again this world. Naiti mameti swarjuna. Punarjanma naiti mameti swarjuna. And knowers of Krishna love Krishna. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upasitaha. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past, by their true knowledge of me and their austerity, tolerating opposition, became purified and attained love for me. So Krishna's dedicated devotees consider his birth and activities to be divine and eternal, but others who approach him with different goals do not consider so. Hmm? So already we have discussed how Krishna appeared in the Mathura jail. He appeared in 400 forms. Then, on request of Devki, he then transformed into 200 forms. Then how he was being shifted to Gokul. How the Yamuna gave gave Vasudev the way to cover to cross. So how Mother Yashoda saw Brahmand universe in the mouth of Krishna. So these are all what all transcendental. So give up raga, that means attachment, bhaya, fear of spiritual identity, and krodha, concepts of void from frustration. Then you can love Krishna. So then we come to second lesson, that is accurate understanding about, do all paths not lead to same goal? Why is there worship of many gods? Is caste system not exploitative? So we'll understand this. So now Krishna's dedicated devotees consider his birth and activities to be divine and eternal, but others who approach him with different goals do not consider so. So Krishna reciprocates with the worshipper's mood. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते, in the manner and mood people surrender unto me, tam tathaiva bhajamyaham, I reciprocate with them accordingly, and everyone follows my paths leading to me directly or indirectly in all respects, O son of Pritha. So here Krishna rewards the devotees according to their different intensities of love for him. People on different paths do not realize different things. They realize different degrees and aspects of Krishna. In spiritual world, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees just as the devotee wants him, as a master, as a friend, as a son, and as a lover. In the material world, he similarly reciprocates with the different types of worshippers as per their worship, as per their approach. So if by worshipping Krishna, one is awarded with whatever he wants, Why do people worship others with material desires? This is a question. Maybe this question arises in the mind of Arjuna. Then Krishna is saying, people worship demigods desiring quick results. They want what? Quick results. Hmm? People worship demigods desiring success in their material work, path of karma, and they get results like attaining heaven quickly. So, the supreme God is one, Krishna, and the demigods, who are his parts and parcels and servants, are delegated with powers to manage this material world. Like we have one prime minister, and there are so many ministers for those so many departments, so many department head like your defense minister, finance minister, education minister. So likewise. So also to run this universe, we have like water minister. Water minister is Varun. We have cloud ministry. Cloud ministry is Indra. We have like Vayu Dev for wind ministry. Finance, Lakshmi. And so likewise, education, Saraswati ji. All man whose discrimination of temporary and eternal is eclipsed by their desire for quick material enjoyment worship the Devtas, Krishna's servants. However, the boons of the demigods are material and temporary. The paths of bhakti and jnana give liberation, but the path of karma leads to bondage. So does it mean that there is some inequality in Krishna, the creator of all paths? No. Krishna has created the four varnas for people who have particular desires for enjoyment. So here, this is Hiranyakashipu. He went on for severe austerity for about 36,000 years. And he pleased Brahma and get benediction. But in 5 years, he was finished by Lord Nrsimhadev. Here also, this is Brikasur. He got benediction from Lord Shiva that on whoever's head I'll put my hand, he will be, he will be smashed. So he tried to put his hand on the Lord Shiva's head. So Lord Shiva flew, and Vishnu came there in the form of a brahmachari, and he captivated his mind, and then he asked him to put his hand on his own head. Then he was finished. So whatever benediction the people get from demigods, these are temporary. So Krishna created the four varnas based on qualities and work. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. I created the four divisions of human society. Guna karma vibhagasaha, according to their qualities, modes and work. Tasya kartaram apimam, and although I am the creator of this system, Vidhi akartaram apyayam. Know that I am yet the non-doer, being impartial. So Krishna is the creator of everything. Everything is born of him. Everything is sustained by him. And everything after the annihilation rests in him. He creates through the agency of gunas, of Prakriti. But actually, he is not the creator. Since his Swarupa is beyond the gunas and Prakriti, therefore, he is indestructible. Abhyayam. The suffix ya in the word Chaturvanya indicates that self-interest in four orders. So Krishna has appeared in a Kshatriya family and performs activities obligatory to the Kshatriya. How to understand these activities? So in the next verse, Krishna will further explain how he is the non-doer and the result of thoroughly understanding this. Are you with me? Hare Krishna, Hari Hari. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can write down in chat box. Hari Bol. Okay, thank you. So Krishna work doesn't affect him. Namam karmani limpanti. There is no work that contaminates me. Name karma phale spriha. I do not aspire for the fruits of work like heaven. Iti mam yo bhijanati. One who understands this truth about me. Karma bhir nasa badhyate. Doesn't become bound in the reaction of work. So this is work without attachment. Being full of eternal bliss as the Supreme Lord. The only reason for Krishna's work is to encourage the mankind. Krishna's activities of creation, maintenance, and destruction are in a response to the karmas of Jiva. He has no desire for the results of his actions. He who knows this is not bound. But he who doesn't know it is bound by karma. So the Lord is never partial to any living being. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him the facilities through the agency of material nature. The rain pours water on all seeds, and according to the type of seed, they all sprout into different plants. Similarly, the Lord inspires the jivas to act, but they act differently according to their past desires. Sometimes people say, "Oh, everything is uh, is done by Krishna." So so also that bad activities, bad thing is also this is also for only by the desire of Krishna. No, Krishna just gave the facilities. Like maybe there is a company of knives. So that factory produces knives. So one can use this knife for benefit of mankind, and one can also misuse this knife, hmm, like our mothers, and they use this knife for cutting the vegetables to feed us. But whenever this knife is in the miscreant's hand, he can kill a person. Hmm? So according to that activities, you will be punished, you will get the result. Krishna is not responsible for these activities and for these results. Hmm? Like government, government gave license to that knife factory so that those knives can be used for the benefit of the society. But if you misuse a knife, that you cannot held the government responsible. That government is responsible because he the government produces this knife. Government gave the license to the knife factory. No, it is you, who misused that knife, and you would get that result. Hmm? Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So by understanding this about me, 15th verse, by understanding this about me, all the liberated souls in ancient times did their work without desire. So you also do your duty following in their footsteps. So having said that, one has to work according to the examples of previous bona fide devotees. Krishna will now explain why one's action should not be independent. Hmm? So now the third lesson is removing reactions. That means understanding karma on the platform of jnana. So the intricacies of karma are difficult to understand. Hmm? Krishna is saying, karmani api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. The intricacies of karma are difficult to understand, even the wise get bewildered. Now I shall explain karma, akarma, and vikarma, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. He is in transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of actions. Oh, I'd request Reshma, will you read?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, please.
Working on one's own account and working on God's account. Example, a cashier receives or issues lakhs on behalf of bank. The moment he steals a penny, he is arrested. A soldier killing people in army is awarded Paramveer Chakra. When he kills neighbor, he is arrested. Arjuna fighting for Dharma Yuddha on behalf of God. Duryodhana fighting for his own selfish plan. Unwinding and winding spool of a tape recorder.
Yes, thank you. So this is what science of karma. Like a cashier receives and issues lakhs on behalf of bank, but the moment he steals penny, he is arrested. Soldier can kill many people, but when he kills neighbor, he is arrested. The science of karma. We make our destiny by karma. Destiny determines the consequences of our actions, not our actions themselves. And science of karma, two. Karmavad, some says, everything is in my hand. Daivavad, that is, nothing is in my hand. So this section, in action, this section describes the qualities of a person who is in state of inaction, akarma, or having no reactions to work, although performing actions. So his knowledge burns up his actions. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha Jnanagni dagdha karmanam tam ahum panditam buddhaha. One who engages in all activities but being devoid of desire for sense enjoyment has burned up all reactions of work by fire of knowledge. The sages say that such a person is most learned. So then, stage of practice. Sadhana or arurukshu. Giving up attachment to the results of his activities, being ever satisfied and independent. Although engaged in all kinds of activities, he performs no fruitive action. So then, Krishna is saying, stage of perfection. What are the stage of perfection? Free from desires, self-controlled, free from sense of proprietorship, acts only for the bare necessities of life. He doesn't incur any sin, satisfied with what comes of its own accord, tolerant of dualities, free from envy, steady in both success and failure, never entangled, although performing actions, unattached to the modes of material nature, fully situated in transcendental knowledge, and then acts for the sake of yajna, doesn't incur reactions, merges into transcendence. So if one should perform actions for the purpose of yajna, what type of yajna is this? So Krishna is saying, yajna is spiritual consciousness leads to spiritual goal. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir, by spiritual oblations with spiritual instruments, Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam, offered into spiritual life, spiritual fire by the spiritual person. Brahmeva tena gantavyam, one surely attains the spiritual kingdom. Brahma karma samadhina, by being absorbed in the spiritual activities. Here, the word Brahma means spiritual. The Lord is spiritual, and the rays of his transcendental body are called Brahma Jyoti, his spiritual effulgence. And yajna is just not fire sacrifice, but any activity performed to attain certain goal. Ultimately, an activity or sacrifice is meant to be done in spiritual consciousness for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, who is called yajna. So Vishnu is also called yajna. Yajna means not that there will be some fire and wood and ghee. There are different kinds of yajna. Yajna means to please Vishnu, to please Krishna. Krishna is saying in the 10th chapter, 25th verse, Krishna is saying, Yajnanam japo yajnasmi. Of all the sacrifice, I am the jap yajna. Jap yajna means chanting the chanting the holy name of Krishna, holy name of Lord Vishnu. Like we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is also called yajna. So having explained the sacrifice uncovers Brahman, Krishna will now list different types of sacrifice. Now Krishna will say different type of sacrifice. This is the last section, 425 to 42. So what are the different sacrifice? There is demigod worship. So karma yogis worship the demigods by different sacrifices. So I request Siddharth to read those.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Demigod worship. Karma yogis worship the demigod by different sacrifices. Brahman worship. Gyan yogis offer sacrifice into the fire of Brahman. Mind control. Brahmachari offers senses in the fire of mind control. Sense enjoyment. Grihastha offer sense object in the fire of senses. Self-control. Followers of Patanjali Yoga system offer the function of their senses and life airs, pran vayus in the fire of self-control. Charitya, dravya or sacrifice one's possession. Austerity, tapo yajna or sacrifice by performing severe austerities. Mysticism, yoga yajna or practice, the yoga of eightfold mysticism. Scriptural study, swadhyay yajna or study the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. Pranayam, controlling the breathing process and the airs circulating within the body by reversing their direction. Curtailing the eating process to control the senses.
Thank you. So pranayam, I think you all know that is breath control involves purak and rechak. Purak means prolonged inhalation and rechak means prolonged exhalation. And then kumbhaka, stopping the breath after inhaling or exhaling and stopping the movement of both upward going prana and downward going apana airs. Some make the prana merge with the apana through puraka. Some make apana merge with the prana with the rechaka. So what is the purpose of sacrifice? So what is the purpose of sacrifice? All sinful reactions are destroyed. All sinful reactions are destroyed. So the common aim of all sacrifices is to control the senses. Sense gratification is the root cause of material existence. Therefore, unless and until one rises above it, there is no chance of being elevated to the eternal spiritual platform of full knowledge and bliss. This platform is in the eternal atmosphere or Brahman atmosphere. So without sacrifice, one can never live happily in this life or next. Thus, many types of sacrifices are described in the Vedas. And then yajnas culminate in jnana. That means with the elevation of transcendental knowledge, all sacrifices are on spiritual platform. Otherwise, they are simply material activities. Depending on the differences in consciousness, sacrifices are sometimes called karma kand and sometimes jnana kand. But real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, the highest stage of transcendental knowledge. So, Mental speculation, dry arguments, or independent study of books cannot help one attain perfect knowledge. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master. So then, what is the process? Conclusion, method, results, and glories of attaining Gyan. So process of attaining Gyan from a guru by surrender, inquiry, and service. Tadvidhi pranipatena. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a guru. Pariprasnena sevaya. Inquire from him submissively and serve him. Upadekshanti te jnanam. He can impart knowledge unto you because jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Such self-realized souls are seers of truth. So blind following and absurd inquiries both are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from Guru, but one must inquire to get a clear understanding from him and render service unto him. Then one gets perfect knowledge. So surrender, inquiry, and service. Krishna is prescribing. So then results and glories of Gyan. No bewilderment, no punarmohan, bestows pure vision of seeing all living beings as parts of me, like Krishna, destroys sins. Very, very beautiful verse this is. Api chedasi papebhyo sarvebhyo papakrittamaha sarvam jnana plavanebhyo brijinam santarishasi. I'd request everyone to listen this translation very attentively. Krishna is saying, see how Krishna is so merciful. Krishna is saying that the boat of knowledge makes even the most sinful among sinners cross over the ocean of sins and miseries. Krishna is saying, if you say that you are the most sinful person, not an issue, but you just sit on this boat of knowledge, then you will cross over this material ocean. You can write down in chat box, Hari Bol. Krishna is so merciful that even the most sinful person, if he sits on the boat of knowledge, he will cross this ocean of birth and death. Likewise, you all are now trying to sit on the ocean of knowledge. Boat of knowledge. So 37 destroys all reactions. The fire of knowledge burns to ashes all reactions to the material activities. And then this is purest, pavitram. This knowledge is purest. So then Krishna has said, Kale Natmani. Arjuna may think, how long will it take? Will it take many lifetimes? So then Krishna is saying, knowledge is attained by one who has faith in scripture, dedication to the process, and sense control. Three things: faith in scripture, dedication to the process, and then sense control. Having achieved such knowledge, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. And who cannot attain this Gyan? Who cannot attain? The ignorant, the faithless, those who doubt the scriptures fall down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Agya, the ignorant, is foolish like animals with no knowledge and no faith. Asraddhadhana, the faithless, has knowledge of Shastra, but having seen the mutual disagreements of the proponents of various theories, he has no trust in any of them. Samsayatma, the doubter, has both knowledge and faith, but is doubtful whether the process will be effective for him. So now, reaction-free work. Krishna is saying, one who renounces fruitive actions by karma yoga, whose doubts have been destroyed by knowledge, who has realized the self, is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. So rise and fight. Tasmat agyana sambhutam hritistham jnana sinatmanah chitvedam samsayan yogam atishto tishto bharat. Therefore, cutting all doubts which have arisen from ignorance with a sword of knowledge, armed with yoga, rise and fight, O Bharata. So the word karma in the first line could literally mean action, but the spirit in which Krishna says is the result of actions. So Krishna is not recommending renouncing work, but renouncing the fruits of work. So he told Arjuna to work, fight. However, Arjuna found these two verses contradictory and thus questioned Krishna in the beginning of next chapter. So here it ends. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhu, can I ask a question if you have